And here we are. Right, now, I'm going to say bonjour to all of you. Bonjour, bonjour tout le monde. Bonjour, Julia. From Chiswick, not far from where we are here in Woolwich. Bonjour Thanam, bonjour à Little Bug, bonjour tout le monde. I can see that we have a BHG who is French, so bonjour à vous. Bonjour Poonam, bonjour à tout le monde. Ian, bonjour. So I can see some names that I recognize here. This is an open live, which means that it's open to all and anybody can join us, anybody can ask questions. But in today's video, I'm going to make a point of just teaching you a little bit of how to conjugate in the present tense in French. So it is of A1 level. If you are of higher level, this may be a little bit too easy for you. Or not, let's have a look. We have an exercise at the end of these mini lessons that I'm about to teach. I will show you a series of questions which I would like you to answer. Bonjour Srileka, who's been a member of Learn French with Alexa, my YouTube channel for 7 months. When we mean members, we don't mean subscribers, we mean members. That means Srileka pays to have access to the exclusive lives. Now, after this lesson, there will be an exclusive live. You can join us either by joining our YouTube channel, click on the join button, or by going to Learn French with Alexa, my awesome website. I'm going to have to put my glasses. Yeah. Jayati, bonjour madame, you had really helped me a lot when I was studying for my French exam. Thank you so much. That's my pleasure. I'm glad. I'm always happy to hear success story. Gary, bonjour Alexa from Ontario, Canada. Bonjour Sureka. Bonjour à tout le monde land. I know that we are watched pretty much everywhere in the world. And I'm going to say special bonjour to Dolma. Dolma that I met completely by accident. She came up to me when I was on holiday with my parents and said, I know you. You are the French teacher on YouTube. So if you're watching me and all the Tibetans friends that are watching me apparently, please send my love to all of them. Bonjour à Visible Aesthetics. Bonjour, c'est mon salle de bain français. You mean salle de bain, not bin. Okay, let's have a look at how we conjugate a verb in the present tense. But before we do that, let me go back to the essentials, okay? Now, I have taught you the essentials in many of my videos, but this is just a very quick reminder of how we conjugate a verb in French in the present tense, okay? So basically, I would like you to talk with the verb in the present tense, such as I speak or I am speaking. One thing you have to understand, which is really important at this stage, if you speak English, is that we don't have such a thing as I am speaking in French. We don't have a progressive tense. So no matter how you're going to translate that would be I speak. However, in French, you have to know certain endings in order to be able to be as accurate as possible when it comes to the present tense. It's quite simple. When a French speaker speaks to you and uses verbs, okay, the ending that this person is going to use is extremely important because it's going to give you an idea of timeline. So whatever endings this person is going to say, it's going to give it to you in present tense or in the future or in the past tense or in a conditional, etc., etc. So knowing the endings of your verbs when conjugating a French verb is really, really, really important. Okay, so learned a lot from French with me lessons. Merci beaucoup. That's my pleasure. Okay, here we go. Now you know, or don't, that there are 3 groups of verbs in French. Okay, how do you differentiate them? It's all to do with the endings of their infinitive. So for example, the first group verb, okay, is the easiest and it ends with er. So why is it easy? Easy-ish. Okay, it's easy to conjugate in the present tense because these er verbs are going to follow the same pattern all the time. And I'm going to show you what the pattern is in a minute, okay? The second group verbs, okay, and in ir or ir, okay? These are again verbs in their infinitive where you're going to see ir at the end of it, okay? These are regular verbs just like the first group verb, but why is it again easy? Because you're going to follow the same pattern. Not the same pattern as the er verb, but the same pattern as the ir verb, second group. And then you've got the third group. They're highly irregular verbs, and I'm going to show you a few before we do this exercise, okay? You've got the third group verbs, and it ends in re. However, it ends also in ir, or ir, or ire, okay? So this is where it is very important to learn the main third group verbs, and I'm going to show you a few in a minute, okay? There is almost too much content in just 40 lessons. Is there visible aesthetics? Is it too much, or is it just the right amount, or is it too detailed? Are we talking about my website course, which is, by the way, super awesome because we are accredited now, which is very, very cool. Okay, so we've got three groups, okay? And we talk about verbs, okay? We talk about verbs in their infinitive. So what is an infinitive verb, okay? It's, for example, this, to walk. So in English, you're going to have to in front of the verb walk, okay? Well, in French, we don't have to. We would have the special ending. To walk is not parler. To walk is marcher. Marcher. This here is what's going to give it away for me. And knowing this ending in its infinitive form will help me conjugate in the present tense. So when you have an er verb, when you have an er verb, okay, you have certain endings that you must absolutely write at the end of your stem. Okay, let me explain. The je endings and everything you do has to relate to the subject pronouns you use. Je is I. Well done. When using the first group, okay, verb, in its present tense, with je, you must add an I to it. And I will show you in a minute how it looks like in using a real verb. For tu, and that means you will add es to it. Okay? For il, he, elle, she, on, one, you will add an I to it. For nous, and pretty much for all the groups, it's O-N-S, on. For vous, and again, pretty much with all the groups, is I-Z, E. And for il and elle, and that means they, it's E-N-T, pretty much with all the three groups, okay? You must know your subject pronoun by heart if you want to conjugate anything at all, okay? Knowing them will allow you to speak in different tenses accurately. And it depends how accurate you want to be, of course, okay? So, je is I, tu is you, il, elle, on, he, she, one, nous is we, vous is you, il and elle is they. Please note that we have two ways of saying they, depending whether we talk about a group of boys or a group of girls, or feminine, masculine or feminine. We have two ways of saying you, depending on whether you talk to someone you know really well, a bit less informal, a bit less formal, or vous, when you talk about someone that you don't know really well, so which is formal or a group of people, okay? Right. It's very important you know that. Now let's apply these endings with an ER verb such as jouer. Jouer means to play, okay? Like I said, you don't need the to here because it's here. We know it's an infinitive because that gives it away. An infinitive verb is a verb that has not been touched yet, okay? That is untouched, that we have not conjugated, okay? So, je joue is I play, or I'm playing. But remember, we don't have I am playing. I said that at the beginning. Je joue, I play. So what have we done? We've taken jouer, we dropped ER, and we add those special endings I'm talking about in order to form the present tense. Je joue, I play. Tu joues, we know it's ES because I've just told you. You play. Il, elle, on joue with an E. He, she, one. On means we as well. Joue with an E. Nous jouons, we play. Nous jouons, we drop the R, we add O-N-S. Vous jouez, you play. And they play will be il or elle joue. Okay? Make a note of that, okay? Because in a minute we're going to do an exercise. So that's the first group, okay? It would be nice for you to have a list of the first group verbs such as parler, ou marcher, ou demander, ou manger. For example, BSG says je mange une baguette à l'instant. Ok, très bien. Bon appétit, Sean. Okay. Then we have second group verb, IR, okay? Such as obéir, to obey, okay? Such as blanchir, to whiten. Such as finir, to finish, okay? Now, when you talk about a second group verb, such as finir, for example, and you know that this verb belongs to the second group, then you're going to follow the same ending, the same pattern for all these IR verbs, okay? For example, for je, you drop IR, okay, and you will add IS. For tu, you add IS. For il, elle, on, you add IT. For nous, and this is where it becomes quite tricky, but we know it's a second group verb, it's ils sont. For vous, it's isse. And for il or elle, it's is. Okay. So, we've got the verb in IR. We know what the pronouns are. Je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, il, elle. And repeat that over and over again. Okay? So, for finir, using this as an example, IR, to finish, okay, we follow the same pattern. We take finir, we drop the IR, and we add the special endings I've just said. Je finis, I finish, or I am finishing, it's the same. Tu finis. Il, elle, on finit. Nous finissons. Vous finissez. Il, elle finissent. Okay? So here we've conjugated the second group verb IR in the present tense. Okay? It's known as a regular verb as well as the ER verb because it follows always the same pattern. And this is very important for you to know that because when you look at the third group verb, it's crazy. Third group verbs end in RE. For example, prendre, prendre, to take. That's an example. But it can also end in IR, just like the second group, but you don't conjugate it the same way. So again, knowing this IR verb that belong to the third group verb and not the second group is really important. But it can finish with OIR, such as voir, or OIRE, such as boire, to drink. Voir is to see. Okay? So, when you are going to end these endings for the present tense in the third group, for RE verb, for for je, it ends with an S. For tu, it ends with an S. For il, elle, on, well, you leave last consonants of the verb as it is. We'll give you an example in a minute. For nous, it's ONS. For vous, it's EZ. And for il, elle, it's ENT. Okay. When you are going to learn the third group verb, please learn them by heart. I think that's the best solution of how to do it. Bonjour, Prince. Bonjour. Now let's have a look at perdre, to lose. Perdre here as RE, so it's a third group verb. Now, what we do here, we have dropped the RE and we added the ending I've just given you. So, I lose is je perds. You lose is tu perds. We don't pronounce the S, by the way. Il, elle, on perd. We have actually left the last consonant of the verb. We perd. That's what it is. We don't add anything. For nous is nous perdons, ONS. For vous, it's vous perdez. So, nous perdons, we are losing. Vous perdez, you are losing. And for il and elle is il perdent. You don't say perdant because we've conjugated it, okay? ENT is not pronounced here. It's a sound, okay? The problem with that is that I'm showing you this as RE verbs, but we've got other verbs. And sometimes in the third group verbs, you don't have the same ending. Okay, and this is where it becomes really complex, and this is where you have to watch my lessons, okay, on the website learnfrenchwithalexa.com. Okay, so though they belong to the third group, some verbs don't follow the same pattern shown above, and this is where I'm obliged to show you a little bit of it. Okay. Third group verbs just smash my brain. Paradox, yeah, no. I'm so sorry. In a minute, maybe it will become clearer, but there is definitely here a sense that you need to know your third group verb by heart. And I can give you some verbs that I would advise you, and they are here, you know, some of them. For example, avoir, to have. Être, to be. Aller, and look at aller. Aller is the only verb in ER that is actually irregular. So you learn all the ER verbs, such as demander, marcher, manger, etc., etc. But aller has a life of its own because it's highly irregular when conjugated. You cannot conjugate aller the same way as I've just shown you for the first group verb, okay? Ouvrir, look at that, to open, and it has IR, that's a third group verb. We don't conjugate ouvrir just like the second group verb. Pouvoir, to be able to. Vouloir, to want. Valoir, to be worth, okay? Let's have a look quickly at what I'm just mean. Look at avoir, third group verb. It doesn't have the same ending at all as what I've just told you. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, on a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Please learn that by heart because it's really important. It's an auxiliary verb. We use that to create the passé composé. Okay? Être, to be, again, third group. It's an auxiliary. Conjugate, learn the conjugation in the present tense by heart. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. I am, you are, she, he is, we are, and etc., etc. Okay? What about aller? Do you know I said to aller? It's an ER verb, but it's highly irregular. Have a look at that. Je vais. I mean, why? You know, in the old logic sense, it should be j'aille. But it's not. It's je vais, I go. Tu vas, you go. Il, elle, on va, he goes. Nous allons, vous allez. Ils vont, elles vont. Okay? So here, my point is that sometimes the third group verb does not follow the pattern I've just given you. I have been trying to join the private chat, but I'm seeing Naira there and I'm unable to join. Please help. Glory, this is not a private live. Maybe that's why. Okay, the next live is at 1:30 in 40 minutes, and your link will be in your chat on the community, on the website, on the YouTube channel, or on the website on the live. Okay, and you need to be able to sign in order to have this link. I'm sure Adam could check maybe whether all the links are up and ready. Alexa, est-ce que faire des questions pratiques aide à apprendre n'importe quelle langue?
Can you do Emmanuel?
Emmanuel? Excusez-moi Alexa, pouvez-vous expliquer plus il, elle, parce que c'est très compliqué à comprendre. Okay, I'll do that. BSG, if you can reformulate your question, Sean, si tu peux en fait réexpliquer ce que tu veux dire parce que je ne comprends pas ta question. Ok, alors Emmanuel, il, elle. Ok. Il, elle, c'est le pluriel, d'accord, de il, elle, parce que tu as il, tu as elle. Ok, he and she. Ok. So, il, c'est pour un groupe de i. Donc, il y a plusieurs i. OK? Elle, c'est pour un groupe de elle. Attends. Comme ça. Elle. OK? Donc, c'est du pluriel. Et ça veut dire they. Et ça veut dire they. OK? En anglais, in English, you have only one way of saying they. They. Okay, so no matter what, you know, who you are talking about, it's they. If there are boys and girls in the same group, you're going to say they. In French, however, if you have only, let's say, girls, and I'm going to do girls, okay, yeah, let's say girls, okay, you're going to refer to this group as elle, okay? But that also, if you have only French feminine nouns, such as flowers. So flowers in French is feminine, yeah? But you have, let's say, 3 flowers, and you want to say, they are pretty. Well, you have to say elle, okay? Because flowers is feminine, okay? It's not only because the person is feminine, it's because the noun is also feminine, okay? But the same applies to boys. So boys, it's going to be il, okay? Yeah? And then if you've got masculine things, such as, qu'est-ce que je vais prendre, moi? Okay, I'm going to do a pen, voilà, that's, sorry, that's pens, okay? So, what we have here, it's il as well, because this is feminine and this is masculine, okay? Are we good here? So, the question is, Emmanuel, when you refer to someone where there is a group of boys and girls, which of these are you going to use? Well, you are going to use il. Okay? Because grammatically speaking, the boys are stronger than the girls. Okay? And the same applies for nouns as well. So you are going to go for il. Oui, je comprends, mais la prononciation est tellement différente, surtout avec le en. Ah! Alors, la prononciation n'est pas différente. Il parle, elle parle. It's the same. You do not pronounce the ENT at the end when conjugate a verb in its present tense. Quite simply, okay? So masculine is dominant. That's right, Sean, okay? Only grammatically correct. Yeah, not fair, little bug. That's so true. That is not fair. Okay, right. So let's have a look. We have a series of third group verb where you see there is no pattern much. Look at pouvoir. It ends with an X, not an S. Pouvoir becomes je peux. To be able to, that's the infinitive, and suddenly you conjugate it in the present tense, it's je peux. It doesn't look anything like the verb in its infinitive form. Right, so here we go. Exercise. Can you fill out these ones? 2. Using the infinitive that you have in brackets. First of all, do that. What group of verb is it? Okay. Establish what the endings of these verbs should be, whether they are ER verb, IR verb, or RE verb. Okay. So once we have established this, you should be able to do this exercise with no problem. Number 1, what is the first sentence? Tu, and we want to conjugate être in the present tense, très belle ce soir. So here we go. Jadiati, tu es, Shrika, tu es, Shrileka, sorry, Madhuri est, Littlebug est, Vanessa est, indeed, est, absolutely. So here we go. Tu es. And this is a third group verb, okay? But it's also an auxiliary, so it's highly irregular. Tu es, you are very beautiful this evening. Tu es très belle ce soir. Tu es très belle ce soir. Mutuku, when do you have lessons for pure beginners? This is where I'm going to shout out our masterclass. So here we go. If you want lessons for complete beginners, we have level 1 masterclasses starting on the 15th of April. Adam is going to send you the link on the chat and you will be able. So quickly, because we are filling them out. It's Zoom classes with a maximum of 10 people, sometimes 5, sometimes 7, sometimes 10. It doesn't matter how many, we still run the class. So have a look at that. And Marlène, I'm actually a French person. Oh, bonjour Marlène. It's so bizarre sometimes to have French people watching my lessons. Okay, so these are the masterclass speaking practice, which are amazing, and they have been so successful over the last year that we run them very regularly. There is an intensive level 1. We still have 3 places available, I think, for this one. 1 week, 10 hours, 2 hours every day. So good luck with that one, but I think they work really well. So here we go. Number 2. Elle, un sandwich au jambon et au fromage. Now have a look at that. Elle, un sandwich au jambon et au fromage. So we are doing this one, number 2. And the verb is préparer. Have a look at the ending of that verb. Is it the first, second, third group? And if it's the first group, look at the endings of the first group. And I'm bringing it back to you. Look at which category here it belongs to. Elle. What is the ending and what should it be? So here we go. Superhero, insider, elle prépare. Littlebug, elle prépare. Sohi, elle prépare un sandwich. Shrileka prépare, Ferry prépare, elle prépare. Now, Ranveer, where is the mistake here? Ranveer, elle préparait. Could you highlight this one, Adam, please? Now, elle préparait. Now, Ranveer said elle préparait, but what is it that Ranveer didn't do? Ranveer didn't conjugate the verb, okay? So what I need you to do, Ranveer, is I need you to drop the ER And then I need you to think what is the ending of that verb with elle. Well, it's I. So, elle prépare. Elle prépare. So, Renvir, watch out. You cannot use, it's like saying she to prepare. Do you see what I mean? In English, that makes no sense. So, elle prépare, she is preparing or she prepares. Okay, thank you. So, elle prépare, just RE at the end because it's a, well, ER verb. First group, easy. Okay, she's preparing a sandwich with ham and cheese. That's what she's doing. What about nous? And the verb is choisir. Look at the ending of that verb. And I'm not making it hard today, but look at this ending. Je m'appelle et je est grande. Excusez-moi, je m'appelle Marlène et je suis grande Marlène. Je suis grande. Okay. So, here we go. Un sandwich au jambon et au fromage. Prépare. Prépare. No, that's not prépare. Choisir. Sorry. Here we go. Yajati, nous choisissons. Well done, Julia. Choisissons is correct. Ferry, nous choisissons. And Sohi, nous choisissons un cadeau pour nos parents. Yes. Nous choisissons un cadeau pour nos parents is... And Kishu, watch out for your spelling. Nous choisissons, not choisons. Nous choisissons. Très bien. So how did we do that? Well, we take nous. Okay. And we look at the ending. Okay. Do you know what I've done? Here. Look at that. I forgot to show you that. But look at these endings. Okay. That's je. That's tu. That's il, elle, on. That's nous. That's vous. And that's il or elle. Okay? But look at for nous and the second IR. ER. RE. I think this is very useful. So make a screenshot of it or something because that could come really useful. Nous choisissons. Can you see? So what we've done, we dropped the IR of choisir and we added ison because we're using nous. Nous choisissons. I should have left more space in here. Okay. Well done, you. Very well done. Now, let's have a look at je. And je with aller. Now, don't be fooled. Aller is not a first group verb. Though it has ER, it's the only verb in ER that is actually highly irregular. So, what is je and then conjugate aller in the present tense, chez ma grand-mère. So we want to say, I am going to my grandmother's. Please help me. I'm trying to join. I'm trying to join the Alexa Live lesson, and I use my card to pay, but I have no result. Is there any other way which I can use to pay for the lesson? Glory, I seriously need this, please. Glory, which platform? On YouTube or on the website? Let us know. If not, if you have any problems, you need to email us at support@learnfrenchwithalexa. Allez, let's have a look at how we conjugate aller. Look at that. Je vais, tu vas, il va, nous allons, vous allez, il or elle vont. Okay? So aller is je vais. Let's have a look at my here. Je vais. Well done. And who's answered properly? Nearly all of you. Shreleka, Ferry, Kishu. Littlebug is je vais, not je gai. Je allais. Visible aesthetics. Can you highlight visible aesthetics, please? Je allais chez ma grand-mère. Nick! Nick Stacks is here. Hello, you. Taman, je vais. Henning, je vais. Now, look at visible aesthetics. Je allais chez ma grand-mère. Now, well done for trying visible aesthetics. First of all, you know, I put my hat to anybody who is brave enough to put answers on the chat, seriously. And this is amazing. So thank you. But we don't say je allais. What you've done is literally you've put this infinitive verb and you put it after je. You can't do that. You need to conjugate it in French. Aller in the present tense with je is vais, and you need to learn that by heart. Je vais chez ma grand-mère. Tu vas chez ta grand-mère, for example. So I'm going to my grandmother's house. Yes, Sohi, that's it. Je vais chez ma grand-mère. Well done. Okay? So it's quite simple when you know how to conjugate and you know the difference between the three groups that we have in French. Now, vous, the next one, le vent. Do you hear? Entendre is to hear. Do you hear the wind? So we want to say, do you hear the wind? How do you conjugate vous? And Jayati, entendez. Entendez. I like Sean said, je vais chez ma mamie. Yeah, it's grand-mère. Thank you, Sean. Vous entendez le vent? Vous entendez le vent? Absolutely. So entendre here is an RE verb, so it is a third group. We drop RE and vous, you add ED. So it is exactly, vous entendez le vent? Okay, so this one is quite easy. We know it's RE. We know it ends like that when we use vous. Bearing in mind that it doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes for faire, to do, or to make. It's not vous fêtez, it's vous faites, ES at the end. So that's why it's important to learn your main verbs, the third group verbs in the present tense. Okay? Vous entendez le vent? Do you hear the wind? And to finish, il, and the verb we want is avoir, and it's an auxiliary. Il, avoir un petit chien. Okay, without me showing you the conjugated verb, what is it? Ils ont un petit chien. Ils ont un petit chien. Ils ont un petit chien. Now, ZR, it's entendez and not entend ENT. Entend ENT is only for il and L with an S. Okay? Ils ont un petit chien. Ils ont un petit chien, etc., etc. Okay? So, it is ils ont, ONT, un petit chien, because avoir here, when conjugated, looks like that. J'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont. Okay, they have a little dog. Ils ont un tout petit chien trop moche. Okay, Sean. Bit like my cat. J'ai un tout petit chat trop moche. Je vais chez ma grand-mère. Risk me. Okay, we are still on the other. Some people are a bit... Aminata, thank you, Alexa. Okay, so how clear was that? Okay, I know, like I said, we have a, I'm going to show you that again. We have a exclusive live covering the TEF exam in a minute at 1:30. So if you want to join this class, which is slightly higher, where I prepare people for the TEF exam, please have a look at learnfrenchwithalexa.com or have a look at the link on the community for exclusive members at Learn French with Alexa, the YouTube channel. Okay, don't mistake the two. Can we access the subscribers live later? Is it uploaded? Visible aesthetics. So this one will stay on my channel as open to all. The one that I'm about to do will be recorded and available for you to watch afterwards, either on the community, at the channel, on the channel, or at learnfrenchwithalexa.com, the website. Okay. If you want more complete beginners level, please join my masterclass. Okay. My masterclass, it's a proper class with a French teacher on Zoom, and you have a maximum of 12, I think 10 people. Okay, but we'll run it, with 7-8 people. We will do that. Alors, Emmanuel, je suis d'un niveau A2, B1 grâce à vos vidéos sur YouTube et tests sur votre site internet. Merci beaucoup. Emmanuel, tu parles super bien. Tu parles super bien le français. Super. Is learning French from Duolingo useful? Richness, I think it is. but it's limited. So learning French on Duolingo while learning French with my website, for example, I'm not going to tell you to go elsewhere, but if you combine the two, then it works. I think it works. Okay. Est-ce que tu dois payer pour ce cours-là? Non. Non, Sean, tu dois pas payer. It's free, c'est gratuit. Right, I'll see you in 20 minutes. Merci beaucoup pour aujourd'hui. I will see you in 20 minutes for whoever wants to join. For the people, you see the people in green. These people are special members of the YouTube channel. They joined and paid to have access to the exclusive material that we have. And also, some people here are my exclusive clients at learnfrenchwithalexa.com. Right, that's it for me. Au revoir, à bientôt, bisous bisous.